Outside with this one, hopefully it's not too bad, too much wind going on. It is raining here in North Carolina, but I had to make this one because I did want to just go ahead and dive into this topic. But you got to keep the knife sharp. You got to keep the knife sharp. I mean, I always there was. You know what? Let's just get into it.
Put some respect on my name. You understand me? When y'all saying my name, put some respect on it.
So you got to keep the knives sharp. Now I got the whetstone on here. I don't have any whetstones yet. I do have uh, the handheld sharpener where you sharpen it by hand. I'm fairly I'm a fairly decent novice in the kitchen. I cook from time to time. I actually like and enjoy cooking. I actually do plan on having a full kitchen of items and utensils, and my lady will have to know how to use those utensils as well, if not better than I do. Hopefully, better. If I'm just saying, hopefully she can use them better than I can. But to date, I have said and claimed that I do cook better than most women today, and I do. I know more about cooking. I know more about properly taking care of your utensils. This is not that broadcast. I'm not talking about actually maintaining your knives. No, I'm actually talking about you. I'm talking about you and your chick or the chick you wish you had. So there's a guy who's married. There's a guy who's been in a relationship for, oh, God, I want to say in the last 10 years, I've probably been in a committed relationship probably the last a good 7 years of the last 10, on and off in the in between. But I will say this: you got to keep the knife sharp, especially if you're a married guy. There's always been this dilemma that's plagued me. Okay, I know that one of the things that attract a woman to a guy is his ability to get other women. Problem: what happens when you commit to that woman? So legally by law, you've told yourself, or dumbly by yourself, when you get the boyfriend girlfriend thing. I'll even respect that for now, but I'm talking about legally. You marry a woman, everybody knows. Of course, they'll try to lie and tell you it's not, but everybody knows the risk is on the guy if you marry a woman. That's just the fact. Of course, women, they'll try to play that game, be like, they know it. You got to understand women. Now, that being said, okay, you've pretty much legally obligated yourself to this one woman. Problem: now she's going to act different because now she's going to know for certain, or at least with certain certainty, that you can't go out and get that other woman without having to go through a divorce, etc., etc. Well, if you're fairly smart like myself, you'll get a bulletproof prenup, and she can act some type of way about it. She can assume that, try to act or assume she doesn't care much, but let's just be real. If you need to be replaced, you'll be replaced. Now, the problem is, okay, if we know women act a certain way when they know they can be replaced, what happens when you put them in a situation where they technically, it's less likely they're going to be replaced, i.e., marriage, i.e., commitment, meaning you get with her as a boyfriend, and let's just be real, most of the time it's the woman who's looking over your shoulder, make sure you're not talking to other chicks. I talked about how my lady back in college, she used to always be over in my place, always, and I mean always. And now I understand why. Now I understand why she was doing that. Of course, yeah, she enjoyed my company, but at the same time, she was also making sure there wasn't no other bitches over there. So she was making sure she was the only real competition. But problem: now she knew that we weren't married; it was just a boyfriend girlfriend thing, and she knew I could pull. Okay. Yes, she tried to pull the whole insecurities, problem, issues, the concerns, and I swat that down because she'll try to shame you, like, oh, I think you're gonna leave me for some other chick. Of course, there's insecurities there, but at the same time, I mean, I'm just being honest. It's true. I could have if I wanted to, but I'm gonna swat that down and be like, well, as long as you act right, I won't have to. that's the that's the that's kind of the honest way of dealing with it. Yeah, you can try to shame me and whatever, like, oh, I might leave you for some chick. Well, guess what? If you act right, I won't have to. So, that's the inner savage. You gotta let the savage out. Um, but in addition to that, I knew crossing that line into marriage, there was that dilemma. Okay, we know that once you commit marriage, you pretty much made up your mind. This is your chick. You're gonna have the kids and all that stuff with her. But we know there's that power dynamic that shifts there because now you have more legal obligations. You have more put into it because you're supposed to be the leader. You have to pay the cost to be the boss. So where am I going with this? Well, guys, you got to keep your knife sharp. I'm not going to lie. I don't get out much. I don't like people like that. Right. I'm pretty much I kind of stick to myself. I don't like people like that. I have my chick. So in my mind, I wasn't really trying to go out and holler at little shorties and all that stuff either. But there's a problem. She'll start once she realizes that she's pretty much your only option, and that's when she starts acting up, and that's when she starts doing what she does. So when I'm talking about sharpening your knives, I'm talking about that thing that I mentioned earlier in a broadcast. It was actually on the Patreon, I believe. Well, I was talking to JB, and he was referring to sharpening your knives, keeping your knives sharp. Get out there. You got to maintain your ability to pull other women. You don't necessarily have to use it. You don't necessarily have to use it. But much like a weapon, I do carry. I still have to get my concealed carry, but I do carry. You got to keep your power tool on deck. It's better to have it and not need it than to need it and not have it. So you have to keep the knife sharp. I am a flirt. I'm not going to lie. I do like flirting. I don't go out intentionally to look for a chance to flirt, but it's like, every now and then there's that cute chick at the store I'm at or something like that. I talk about that situation where I was at my daughter's swim class, and there was that I ain't gonna lie, she was pretty damn bad. She was at least a solid 8. A solid 8. And I was actually surprised. I was like, "What's your cute ass doing working here? Like, this is ridiculous. Like, you damn." But that's women today. That's the issue today. So you have to keep those knives sharp. So I flirted with her. I had no problem with it, whatever, at all. Now, problem. Some guys, especially the betas, you're thinking, well, if I do that, then my woman's gonna think I'm cheating, etc., etc. Well, if there's an unwritten rule, but you realize she got with you because she thought you could pull other chicks, right? I mean, unless she's trying to exploit you. Now, if you're a weak beta and she's specifically with you for the reason of exploiting you, and then you start stepping out and giving other dudes, then yeah, then she's gonna drop you because she realizes, nigga, I got with your ass because you couldn't pull other women. Now it kind of looks bad on her because now she's with you and she realized she could have got with the guy that would have cheated on her, but at least he would have been worth it. So I mean, either way, you're gonna win because either you're gonna figure out, yeah, you're gonna figure out the hard way or the easy way. Either way, you're gonna win. So if she thinks you're cheating, of course, all you gotta, I mean, let's be real. She don't have to know everything because they do like the mystique. Actually, it was the mystique. I was a fairly mysterious guy. I was the quiet dude. I knew some stuff. I was the mysterious guy, and I realized that actually is attractive to women. Shout out to the Sigma guys out there, whatever. Women are attracted to that. The Keanu Reeves type. Women are very attracted to it. They like that mystique or whatever, right? You're just doing you, and they like, oh, I like that. He's doing something different, and they like that. So she don't got to know everything. She never had to know anything to begin with. Of course, she'll try because now she's trying to leverage and see what she can get at it. But she don't got to know everything. Now, if she assumes or thinks you're cheating, that's on her to try to figure it out. I mean, if you are, by all means, let's be real. We all know that women have stayed with guys that cheated on them for a reason. And to be honest, women won't admit to this because they realize that once you figure this out as a guy, I figured it out fairly young, but women do respect a guy that actually can access that power, because remember, power isn't power unless you can abuse it. And that actually does kind of, to some extent, to some fault, women don't know how to properly weed out for power when they're younger. So that's why they get with the bad boys and stuff like that, and it doesn't work out. But as a guy, you have to realize, that might actually that actually won't work against you. It actually worked for you, because now she might have the hots for you all of a sudden, because now she realizes, hell, he actually can get out here and get one of these little young thotties and to slurp them up and all that good stuff. So she might actually realize, oh shit, my position is now in danger. She might not. I mean, hopefully you were smart enough to get a prenup and all that stuff. But especially if there's no actual genuine commitment there, like if she's just your chick and she's trying to get that number one spot, now she knows, oh shit, I actually got to fight for this spot, and it'll actually make her a little more hot for you. Now, keep the knife sharp. I did flirt with the chick at my daughter's thing, and if I wanted to take it farther, I talked about why that was, because there was something she did where women do this, where they'll see a guy they're interested in, they'll assume that you might have some chick. They'll assume that, but one of the things I realized that I understood was, like, usually when I'm flirting with a chick, or when I was talking to a chick, usually they don't outright ask you if you're in another relationship, if you're in a relationship, if you're married, or anything like that, right? So they might try to look for a ring or something like that. But to be honest, women do like to operate within that window of potentially playing the plausible deniability card, where she might be privy to you being in a committed relationship, but she's only with you or in it for herself. So of course she's not going to want to put it out there like, hey, I'm not that type of chick. But if the price is right, don't nobody got to know. Don't nobody got to know. I'm not saying step out. I ain't saying doing all that stuff. I ain't saying doing all that craziness. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying women are absolutely willing to become side chicks nowadays more than ever. There's fewer and fewer productive guys. I think I played this clip last time.
Now we face the same problem as ancient Rome. There are now fewer and fewer productive individuals and businesses left to fund the buffoonery of government. Remember, governments cannot create prosperity. They can only consume it.
So that clip I played last time was pretty much telling you guys, you got the leverage, man. Like, there are not, as long as you're a productive, capable guy, there are not as many guys out here putting out like numbers like that as you think they are. The ladies will lie to try to make it seem like it is what it is. It's just a front. They're just lying. I went to a recent fair with my daughter. Now I was with my daughter, which is why, I wasn't trying to make no moves or nothing like that. I was just with my daughter. This little fair. And I try to get it, but pretty much that chick right there with the little short shorts, if you can see her right there. The reason why I wanted to at least get some clips, because I wasn't really able to get much video because I was with my daughter. I had to keep an eye on her. We were going on rides and everything like that. But I've got her as an example because I kid you not, like 95% of the women and the girls, unfortunately, which goes to show you how society's going. But I want to say from the ages of about maybe 15 to 40, they were wearing some attire like this chick right here. And to be honest, her attire right here was actually conservative compared to some of them. I saw a lot of chicks where they was walking around in their darn sports bras. Apparently women today, they like to have Daisy Dukes, which this was actually very popular. They either wore the shorts like what she's wearing, and then they had parts of their little butt cheeks, because mind you, these shorts are very loose. They're kind of like pajama shorts. Shout out to the ladies that actually wear those, because I actually like them. But what it is if you look, if it blows, if the wind blows the wrong way, she gonna show some butt cheek at the bottom. Plenty of that. Actually, this one woman from the back, all I saw was ass cheeks, and then she turned around, and you could tell in her face she had to be about, because she had a stroller with her. And I was like, hold on, is this somebody's daughter or is this the mom? And I looked at the face when she found turned around. She had to be about 35, 40 years old. She was an older woman, white woman, of course. And this is what I refer to as the hoe attire. The hoe attire. You know, all the women trying to show as much skin as possible, trying to sexually excite all these dudes that was out here. Because, you know, sex is used in society. Women see it as some type of power to manipulate guys, because guys are so thirsty today, because most guys are betas, right? But I kid you not, 95% of the women from the ages of roughly 15 to 40 were wearing some type of skimpish attire like that. Yes, it was hot, but remember, there were only maybe one or two sundresses you can wear. So there are sundresses. No, I'm talking about short skirts, Daisy Dukes that were cut even shorter than what they should have been. So I saw way too many butt cheeks, people. Way too many butt cheeks on way too many women ages from 20 to 30. Way too many. I'm talking about stomachs out. Now, don't get me wrong. You know, the ones that was in shape, especially the younger ones in the early 20s and whatnot, yeah, they was looking right. But let's just be real. I have no problem if I was to get out here to try to pull something. Absolutely no concern whatsoever. Apparently, there's this thing where ladies sometimes, when they see you with the daughter, they get more attracted to you sometimes. Kind of like the puppy thing, because I remember I had some puppies when I was in college. Chicks absolutely was drooling over me and the damn puppies. But same thing, well, similar with my daughter. So I have no issue whatsoever getting back out here if I needed to. So keep your knife sharp, guys. Now I got to get back to it. But as always, this is just information. And you know what you got to do with that.
Don't let me down, man. If you let me down, I don't know what I'd do.
All right. Well, thanks for watching. Keep the knife sharp. Till next time.
お前はもう死んでいる。